Alright, so we're going to start with the Nevi. And what I want you to remember about the Nevi is that it's it's very similar the way you select the correct end to how you would use your universal. Alright, I'm going to show you here with on the maxillary anterior first, and I'm going to do surfaces away. So I would probably be sitting at around 11, alright? And I'm going to be using a palm up because I think we've kind of all concluded that using a palm up is much user-friendly and keeps your wrist neutral versus doing this, which some of you have tried to do that when you're using your, and it doesn't keep your wrist because you're trying to keep that parallel. So that really doesn't work. So I think based on those, figuring that out, the palm open is going to work. So we're going to start at the midline. So how do I know that I have the correct end? Well, when you initially place it, am I zeroed in here? On this canine, I'm going to just take this end and find that as I go around with it and hold it, it just kind of lends itself, it curves, okay, around this line angle of this tooth. If I were to use this other end, I could probably start off with it like this, but as I go around, I'm finding that I'm looking at that face. And you don't ever want to see the face of the blade looking right at you because there's not going to be you're not going to be able to get that correctly angled around. As you can see, this is kind of messing up my wrist as I do this, even though I am a palm open, because I'm trying to keep it adapted. So see what it's doing to my wrist. It's not what it needs to be. So this is the correct end. So I'm just going to fulcrum something like this, all right? Not on the same tooth that I'm on, a little bit up higher in my handle, and I'm going to be just going using a doorknob movement a little bit, and I'm going to be pivoting around and around, and I'm pivoting towards me so that I can get that rolled accurately around to the midline of that tooth, okay? Interproximal of that tooth. So it's pretty easy to use. You just have to determine your correct end, and like I said, sometimes you'll start off using it this, and then as you start working with it, you'll say, oh, there's the face, I don't want that, wrong end. So so going away, this is the end that we want, and then going towards, you would flip it, and here on this number 8, you would flip it, and you can see that it does the same thing, and as you go around, you sort of have to do a little bit of a pivot, and I'm pivoting away now to get this to come. So this terminal shank sort of kind of curves around the face of the tooth this way. Alright, so we're using it on a posterior surface, very much like when we are using it, a universal. Okay, so you want to start on the distal buccal line angle. Okay, and remember, this is just for a supra, maybe 1 or 2 millimeters underneath the margin. The shank is going to go up and over here, it looks like it, but then when I go back to my get ready zone, there's the face of the blade again, and that's not what I want. So wrong end. Alright, so here's my correct end, up and over a little bit, and I'm making this go around, and then just using the lower 1/3 tip, horizontal strokes. Okay, no movement of my fingers, only my wrist. Okay, sometimes when we're doing comps, I'll say to you, which way do you want your wrist to move? Your wrist should be moving in the way that you want your blade to be going. If your blade's going to be going up and down like this, right, then don't you want your wrist to be going this way, not this way? You can see what's happening? So you're losing the whole vertical stroke overlapping. This is not overlapping. This is not keeping you how you need to be. So that's the connection you need to make, is what is my wrist doing and how is that working end moving? So the working end's going this way, my wrist is going this way. Okay? If my working working end is going to be going this way. And you see how I moved it a little bit. Now my working end's going into this mesial, and I'm rotating. Now I'm going back up this way. So it's all in the pivot. It's all in the way you pivot that. Okay.